Welcome to Sportbikegrrls, the podcast for women who are obsessed with sport bikes and all things motorcycle. Come join the ride. Hey Sport Bike Girls, welcome to episode 10. Finally, double digits. I've really fallen behind these past few weeks. This allergy season has absolutely clobbered me. I lost my voice for nearly 2 weeks, had a terrible cough for even longer, so recording just wasn't even possible, but I am so happy to be back here with you today. Last Saturday was International Female Rider Day. So many great events took place not just here in the U.S., but around the world, celebrating women and motorcycles of all kinds. Lots of events here on the East Coast had to be canceled or postponed due to rain, but I hope you got to take part in some way, no matter where you live. Today, my guest is fellow podcaster Mandy of Tits and Torque. She too loves inspiring women who want to ride. Riding dirt bikes since the age of 4, Mandy shares her lifelong passion for motorcycles with us. So many great stories to tell and tons of great advice to give my listeners. So I hope you'll stay tuned. Hey, Sport Bike Girls, thank you so much for being here. I cannot tell you how excited I am to introduce my fellow podcaster, Tits and Torque. Her name is Mandy. She's here from Kansas. Mandy, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
How are you?
Doing good. You know, it's hot in Kansas, so you know.
We're having a little bit of a heat wave ourselves here in Connecticut. It was in the 70s, and I think it's going to hit 80 tomorrow. So awesome riding weather, right?
Yes. Stay safe out there, guys. It's perfect. Good. Perfect weather. For
sure. So, Mandy, let's start with my first question that I ask all my guests. What's your current ride?
I have a 2016 Harley Davidson Iron 83 Sportster. She's cool. I love her. She's a lot of fun. We've been on many trips together, so I just can't wait to see what's next for us. So yeah, it's a nice bike. She's a good cruiser.
Fantastic. That's the photo that I posted of you, right? All lounging on your baby there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. She's gorgeous. So beautiful. You live quite a life. You are a working mom. You have a beautiful little 1-year-old baby girl. You're engaged. You're a podcast host. I mean, like, what else is going on here? I mean, that's a really busy life. So you got
you say it out loud.
Right? It's like us women never think about it. And then you start listing it all on paper and it's like, wait a minute, that's me. That's my life. And it's like, yeah, actually it is. Oh yeah. And you ride motorcycles too. Yeah.
Go down the whole list. There's more, I'm sure. I mean, so I do all of that. I try to manage my life as much as I can. Obviously my daughter, my relationship, my friends and family come first. So I always make time to spend time with them and make sure they're taken care of. And on my spare time, of course, you know, love the podcast, Tits and Torque. And I just love everything in my life. I love what I do. So, I mean, I'm a busy girl, as you can tell. So making time for all that's
what a blessing, though. I mean, you're doing such incredible things. And I'm just so excited for you and all the cool things that you're doing. Let's start at the beginning. Tell us about your moto story. When did you start? Why did you start riding? Just share all the details.
So I started riding when I was 4. So I started on a little 50.
Awesome.
Little dirt bike. And just went from there. As I got older, my dad kept upgrading me with dirt bikes. And then I got to the point where I was old enough to hit the street. So I told my dad, I want to hit the street. I want to experience actual motorcycling on the pavement, and he was supportive of it. And I actually got into motorcycling because of him. My dad was a professional track racer for, oh my Lord, let's see, I can't even put a number on the years he's done it. So not only has he worked on motorcycles, he also would ride them as well. So. He dipped into both worlds, which is really cool, which is, I think, where I get that from. But, so I kind of started from there. I worked my way up, and then I hit the street and fell in love with it, and just kept going from there. And I'm still doing it, and I'm still here to still here to tell the tale so far. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. It's just in the blood, you know. My dad would put me on his little crotch rocket, and he would sit me on the tank and go up and down the road. And apparently, whenever I hear the motorcycle, I go crazy. So,
that's amazing.
Yeah,
I love that it was your dad that
mm-hmm.
introduced you and shared this passion with you. So many women that I've spoken to in their early years were dissuaded from
mm-hmm.
riding, you know, by their family, not just the men in their family, but just, you know, families or friends. It's too dangerous. It's not for women. It's, you know, that's the guys do that. And you want to sit on the back. That's fine. But the fact that he encouraged you to learn to ride on your own, I think, oh, you're so fortunate. That's just so great. So great.
I am. Yep. I'm blessed. My dad is definitely my muse. He's done everything for me, and I tell him every day I wouldn't be where I am today without him. So, you know, my mom wasn't really cool with it. She still kind of doesn't like it, but my dad's just like, go for it, balls on the walls, hit it. And I'm like, all right, but
that is so you said he rode you on his sport bike. So he had both obviously he was a track racer, so he had sport bikes. Yeah. But did he also get into he was into cruisers and Harleys as well, or was that kind of like your thing?
Yeah, so as you know, my dad's gotten older. He had the best of both worlds. He had the track bikes were obviously just meant for the track, and then he had his motorcycle, his Harleys for the road.
Fantastic.
So yeah, I kind of am getting that way where it's like I like my comfort bike. I like being comfortable now.
Mm-hmm.
So, so he had the best of both worlds with both, so.
Terrific. So he was really your instructor. Have you ever taken any professional training classes like MSF or anything like that? Or
so what's cool is my dad actually was a teacher for certain classes. So on top of that, you know, he did that as well. So he did motorcycle instructing for a few years, and he'll work with me in the parking lots, and what happens if your bike falls? How are you going to pick it up the proper way? And what happens if, you know, you're in the middle of a rainstorm and your tire blows out and you got to change your tire?
Oh my gosh.
He gave me every possible scenario that would happen
to
prepare me for what would come down the road, if anything. And, you know, he made me he made me ride my motorcycle in the rain to a parking lot at a grocery store and made me change my back tire.
Wow.
Yeah, he was very serious about it. Yeah.
That's phenomenal, that emphasis on safety and really understanding and knowing your bike. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah, he made sure that I knew my bike up and down before I, you know, got on it, and always updating me on things that they've changed as far as safety things and, you know, what to look out for. And yeah, he's trained me well.
That's awesome. And I think you mentioned to me when we spoke on the phone the other day that your fiance works for Harley Davidson. Is he a mechanic? Am I remembering correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he is a master tech for Harley Davidson. He has been doing it for about 10 years, I think. Mm-hmm. So he went to school for it. And now he's doing it, and he's doing what he loves. And just hearing the things that he sees every day, oh, this bike came in and it was wrecked, and you know I got to fix it. You know, he's another muse of mine. My fiance is amazing. I owe everything to him too. He's I don't know where I would be if I hadn't met him, because I was on the single girl lifestyle before I met him. I was like, I don't need to date a guy. I'm good. I'll wait until it happens, and then I meet him. So
it's all about finding the right one. It's all about finding the right one.
Oh, deeply, deeply love him. Still am.
I am so happy for you. That's awesome. So what was the first bike you bought for yourself?
I bought a 1979 Suzuki GS 400, and that is a little cafe racer. Mm-hmm. Doesn't really go that fast, but it was definitely cool to learn on that. I was a fan of the cafe racer style. I still kind of am, you know. I still have the bike. She's in the garage. She's been neglected, but I need to work on her. But no, she's a great bike. She got me from point A to point B, and she wasn't the fastest, but she was also, you know, comfortable and convenient. So
yeah. Do you ever do track days? Have you done a track day? Is that of any interest to you to like give that a try, just as a different kind of style, riding style?
I'd love to try it. I personally got to talk to lots of people about track riding, and I think it's the coolest thing. And I'm like, these chicks got to have some massive balls to do that, because I tell you right now, God, that is a whole nother breed of motorcycling. And
for sure.
I'm like, wow. And I'm like always shocked when I see like these awesome pictures of these chicks on the track, and I'm like, that's fucking rad. Like that is awesome. Like these chicks are going for it. And I mean, they got my support. I'm like, holy hell, I couldn't do that. But no, I would definitely like to. I might not go fast around it, but I would definitely putt around it.
Yeah, I'd be the one going like maybe 50 miles an hour. Like, no. Oh my God, my knee just touched the ground. No,
50, I go 20.
I'm gonna crash. I'm gonna crash now. But yeah, no, that's absolutely on my bucket list to try that. I totally agree. Yeah, I'm absolutely in awe of these women. I'm in awe of every woman who rides a motorcycle. So, who do you enjoy riding with? Do you get to ride on the weekend with your fiance? Do you have like a group of, ladies that you like to ride with in your area?
Yeah. So, I obviously love riding with my fiance, you know, obviously out of the convenience of us being together and him riding on motorcycles too. It's very nice to go cruise the city with him. His dad rides, not that often. My dad rides. We'll go ride with my dad sometimes. His friends ride, so sometimes we meet with his friends, and I actually am a part of the Litas in Kansas.
Oh, super. So, great.
I haven't done it for a while, only because my lifestyle, as you can tell, is so making time to go ride with people is hard for me. But when I do, I hit them up, and we cruise and we take lots of cool routes around the country. Wish around Kansas. So
You'll get there. Having a 1-year-old baby is, oh my God, it's so labor and time intensive. So I remember those years very well. Yeah, my sons are in their 20s and they're still like, when are you moving out? Do I really have to buy groceries again? Oh my God. I love them, but
how I can't wait for those days.
Yeah. Can't wait. Absolutely. Yeah. So you work full time now, but you have a dream passion career. Do you want to share that with us?
Yeah, my dream career would be welding. Wow. I would love to be a welder full time, but I love my main job. It's amazing. I work with great people. It's a great company. I won't say just for privacy reasons, but I do love the place I work for. But my dream passion would obviously be welding. I am practicing now just as a side hobby, just for fun. If anybody needs a welder or needs something fixed or anything like that, I'm here. But learning it has been very fun. I've been reading the books. I've been watching YouTube. I've been listening to audiobooks. I mean, I've been doing everything. It seems like getting advice from female welders and just welders in general, and what to do and what to learn. It's been fun. But yeah, that's my passion. I think my calling deep down would be welding. So. That's
terrific. I mean, talk about trying to knock down the door of a male-dominated industry. I mean, it's a very highly skilled, well-paying trade,
Yeah.
And more
it's amazing.
Kudos to you. Wow.
And I'm always constantly uploading to the Instagram stories about welding and stuff like that, and definitely trying to spread the word that women should get involved in more trade work. Because I feel like there's, it's going up. I think, but I mean, definitely pushing that for women and letting them know that there are different opportunities other than, sitting behind a desk or, doing something silly. So, I mean,
no, I totally hear you. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's so great that you're inspiring women to attempt to do something so challenging and so, out of the norm of what is expected of women. I mean, more and more women are becoming electricians. We see more and more women becoming wrenches, becoming mechanics, becoming interested in that. So that is all just great stuff for women.
Yeah. I mean, and my dad, he's been a welder for 20 plus years, and he's saying your best welders are actually women. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah. He said their attention to detail and they're steady hand and they're like, they're just naturally good welders. And he's like, that's why I want you to pursue welding so bad, because, you know, I could see it, you know, when I'm like,
wow. Oh my gosh. Okay.
But, yeah. So
one of the first guests on your podcast was a welder, right? Am I correct?
Rhea the welder. Yeah. She's amazing. If you guys get a chance to go follow her. She is definitely one of my main muses. You know, when we were shooting the shit on the podcast, she was like, you know, you got to get into welding. And she's giving me all this amazing advice and asking me, you know, what type of welder I had and things. I'm like, I got the welder, just haven't pulled it out yet. Haven't done anything with it. So yeah, if you guys get the chance, follow Rhea the welder on Instagram. She makes sissy bars for motorcycles and she does really, really cool stuff. So.
Yeah. And I think you featured her on episode 2. Is that correct? Of your podcast, which is found on YouTube. It's a video. It's like a video podcast, which is amazing because, I mean, you're gorgeous. So why wouldn't you do that? I mean, that's brilliant. It's exactly what you should be doing. So let's talk about your podcast. What motivated you to start it?
I just wanted to start it because I felt like there was a gap, a bridge to be built, in a sense. I really wanted to talk with women, whether it be about business, art, maintenance, or anything like that, about just motorcycling. I enjoy motorcycling. It's my main passion, and I wanted to share my passion with other people and learn about their passions in the moto culture. And I fell in awe with all these women I have talked to. You're talking to She Wolf Moto Company. You're talking about That Go-Go Girl, Rhea the Welder, La 48. I mean, all these amazing women. Ray Rides. These women, just hearing their stories and hearing how they've started and how they've just developed as a rider, and it's all so refreshing to hear, and how they are beating the odds in the motorcycle community, and showing that women can fucking do it, and we can apply ourselves just as heavy as the men can apply themselves, you know? I am deeply passionate about motorcycle riding, and like yourself, I'm so happy to be here and talk to you about this, and you're one of them too. Like I tell everybody, I'm like, I'm going to Inspire a Sportbikegrrls. Like, oh, that's so cool. But, yeah, you know, I mean, anybody, you know, can pick up a motorcycle and go, but it takes the true heart of a rider to stick with it. And you know, I'm so blessed to have all these amazing people following me on Instagram and you know, saying amazing things. And you know, I hope it grows to be something big, you know, and that's the plan for me. So.
Oh, I know it's going to happen for you. I absolutely do. And I share all of your sentiments and your motivations as well. And also on top of that, you know, being an older woman, I've wanted a ride since my 20s, and no one in my family rode. I had no friends that rode. So I was really the outlier, and everyone's like, okay, okay, whatever. Yeah, sure. That's going to happen, you know, and then, you know, you get married, you have kids, you become a single mom, and life just gets in the way. And it just, to me, just because of everything I was going through, it seemed like a luxury. Like I'm taking time away. Whereas for you, it's spending time with your family. For me, it would be taking time away from my family, the learning, the riding, you know, there was no shared community or passion for me. And also I really believed that there were older women like me who were like, hey, you know, I've wanted to do this my whole life. I put family, career, everything else first. Now it's me time. And this is really meaningful to me. And, you know, I've had so many people ask me, aren't you afraid? What if you get hurt? Of course I'm afraid, but, you know, I'm going to do everything possible to be as well trained as possible. But I know that I would be forever angry and disappointed in myself if I didn't try.
That's it right there. You said it. Yep.
So, you know, that's why I'm going for it. And at the very least, I hope I can inspire other women my age, older, younger, whatever, to just try. The resources are there, whether it's MSF or there's plenty of other wonderful, you know, training courses around the country. There's great books, there's websites, there's resources, there's podcasts, you know, to learn all this great information and to be inspired and just say, I'm going to do it. And a lot of women, I love it too. Like, you know, they started riding also like myself. I've dated guys who had Harleys and stuff, and I miss the Harleys more than the guys. I can tell you that. still dream about some of those Harleys. And I'm like, it's awesome to be on the back. There's nothing wrong with, having your arms wrapped around a hot guy, and it's awesome. It's fun and it's so great. But I'm like, I want more, I want to be
hit that limit.
Yes.
You reach that limit where you're like, all right, I'm too much of a control freak. I got to do this myself.
I want to work that clutch. I want to work that. Yes. Oh my gosh.
No way. I'm going to do it, but I'll do it myself.
All it takes is the correct training, the patience, the time, all the resources are there for you. I think it's really it's finding the confidence, and someone saying to you, you can do this. And there's nothing wrong with trying. If you fail, okay. If you just determine this isn't for you, okay, that's fine. But you tried. And
that's the nature of the beast right there. If you try, and if you fall and you get back up and you keep going, you can do it. And I tell all the girls that come on my podcast, or they ask me questions on Messenger, and I get a lot of questions where they're like, Mandy, I don't know what to do. What do I do? I have nobody to ride with. How do I learn? Mm-hmm. And all I tell them is, like, take your bike to a grassy area in a yard where it's dry. You take the time and the patience to learn, watch YouTube videos. If you know anybody who might have rode at some point, ask them if they can come help you, or take the classes. That's a big thing that I try to push, is take the classes. Mm-hmm. They are so educational.
Yeah.
Amanda with the Women's Moto Project, she is like an encyclopedia of information about motorcycling, which I push all the time. If you guys follow the Women's Moto Project, they're amazing. If you have any questions at all, just message them. They're fantastic people.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Yeah, and my best advice, how I did it, I kept falling on my dirt bike when I was little, but my dad's like, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to sit there, or are you going to get back up? And I said, I'm going to fucking get back up. And I realized he was motivating me to not give up and keep going. And I try to tell it to everybody, don't give up. If it doesn't click right away, that's fine. It happens. You've got to learn your bike first. You've got to have a feel for your bike first. And then once you've figured all that out, and you're good to go. You got to, it takes a lot of work, but if you're willing to put in the work to learn it, you're golden.
That's fantastic advice. Thank you so much. That's really great advice.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm just playing with my focus right here. I apologize. Sorry.
You're good. You're good.
Let me see. Okay. Tits and Torque, greatest name of a podcast, or possibly anything. Okay. How did you come up with that?
This sounds so weird, but so I had a dream one night, and I was dreaming I was on the motorcycle, and I was in the middle of nowhere, and I remember it's just clear as day. I can close my eyes, and I was in the middle of the desert, and I was coming down this beautiful hill and just looking at all of this beautiful desert land, and the sun was setting, and I remember just like closing my eyes and just feeling that wind and feeling that beauty. And I remember a truck going by me saying, yeah, Tits and Torque, and I was like, fuck yeah.
Oh my God.
And I was like, if that's not a sign for me to just run with it, I'm fucking going for it.
Wow. Yes.
And people are like, were you tripping? And I'm like, no, I wasn't. I'm dead honest. I had a dream about it, and I just decided to do it. I mean, I just often think back to that moment, and I'm like, wow, a dream started all of this. Just a dream, you know what I mean?
I love it.
Crazy. And I have and when people tell me, oh, well, what's the name of your podcast? I'm like, I don't know how well you're going to take this, because I don't want you to get offended, because I've offended people with the name before. And I'm like, Tits and Torque? And they're like, huh? And I'm like, Tits and Torque. And they're like, that's fucking cool. I'm like,
right? Yes. I hope you have that name on lockdown, because I am seeing a franchise for you. I'm seeing biker bar. I'm seeing merch. I'm seeing girls.
Merch is coming.
Right? Tour, ladies only tours. You've got like a whole franchise. So you've got to lock down that name. It is just so perfect.
Sorry, it's my dog hitting
the
board. It's so once I reach 1,000 followers, which I'm at 983 right now,
woo!
I've decided that I will be releasing stickers, and I haven't made up my mind if I'm going to do women's tanks or t-shirts first. obviously with it being warmer here, I want to do the tanks because the tanks are going to be more comfortable for everybody. But I don't know, we'll see. But once we hit 1,000, it's go time. I'm putting the website up. It's already in the works, and I just can't wait to see awesome apparel and stickers on everybody.
Oh, you heard it here first. Tits and Torque website with merch. I love it. Oh, congrats. That's a great idea.
And I tell people, bear with me. I am a mom who works full time, who's got a shit ton going on. So bear with me. I'm a busy person. That's why I'm giving myself time to kind of, and planning a wedding on top of it. And, you know, God's just like, do you want to wait to release your stuff? I'm like, God, I really don't want to put it off anymore. And he's like, I know you don't. And I'm like, when I hit to reach 1,000 followers, I'll do it. I get married in 5 months, so it's like crunch time.
Oh my gosh. Okay, because you just didn't have enough on your plate.
I just had to take on more.
Just keep on keeping on. I love it. Oh my gosh. Any funny anecdotes or anything like in your podcasting journey? Like, what has it been like?
It's been great. I have had so much fun doing it and getting to talk with multiple like personalities and how people act, and it's been so much fun. And I can't put a word to it. I'm speechless when it comes to talking to all these women because they're so fantastic and motivating, and just like they make you want to get off your ass when you're not riding and ride. You know what I mean? Like, it's like 3:00 in the morning and I'm editing my podcast. I'm like listening to it. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna go riding right now. Let's go. Like, you know, but I mean, I owe everything to my future guests, and you know, the guests that have already been on, and they're all amazing women who want the best for women and want them to put their best foot forward and to just fucking go for it. And that's what I try to spread in my podcast. Is I always want to put the positive foot forward with all the ladies who are curious about riding, who don't know where to start or anything like that. Like I said before, but for me, I mean, I just hope that women can look at my Instagram or look at my podcast and be like, hey, she's doing it. Like, I can do this too. I know I can. And then just do it, you know, so.
No, there's no question. Your podcast is all about the positivity. It's so fun. It's so engaging. Your guests are really cool. We've actually shared 2 guests in common. We have Nina from She Wolf and also Melissa Song. So we both have amazing taste. So, I mean, it's just.
They're both. Oh my gosh, Melissa, that woman, she has given me such great advice about riding, and, you know, she'd message me every now and then, we message back and forth, and she moved to Australia. I'm like, fuck yeah, girl.
I know. Now I have to fly to Australia to go ride with her. Like,
thanks, Melissa.
Exactly, yeah, because I never wanted to go to Australia and ride motorcycles. Damn it, now I have to.
Now I got to do some off-roading and dirt biking. Shoot.
Yeah, I'm sad she's so far away, but I'm so excited for her.
I'm happy for her and her husband.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. So exciting. So you were originally born on the East Coast in Maryland, but you lived in Kansas in the Midwest since you're in high school, right? And I know you told me you were super passionate about that area of the country, and you'd love to encourage other people to kind of consider coming out there and riding. Everyone talks about, you know, the left coast, the East Coast, and particularly California, because it's like year-round riding and you got all the tracks and the deserts and stuff that people like to ride in. But share some of your favorite places to ride there.
So I'll start off by saying, you know, I feel like the Midwest is one of the most skipped places when it comes to motorcycle events and gatherings and stuff like that. And it's a shame because the Midwest has such cool things to offer. I mean, the beauty of I want to say country, but I don't want to say country. The beauty of just like everything, the land around, and people think that it's like, oh, it's flat, you know, there's not much to see. No, there's a shit ton to see in Kansas and Missouri and everything in the Midwest. I mean, just off the top of my head, the Southeast Kansas Corner Loop, that's 530 miles.
Oh my, wow.
The Big Mo, which is the River Ride Loop, is 123 miles.
Oh wow, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, K7 Tarullo, that's a one-day trip. That's 84 miles.
Oh, wow.
Berry Lake Loop, 48 miles. Pick Your Kansas, Highway K4. I mean, I can go on and on and on about it, you know? And Dodge City, Kansas. I mean, everybody wants to come to Kansas. I mean, but there are so many cool things to see in the Midwest, and I feel like it's one of the most commonly skipped over things. And it sucks because we have so much to offer here. and it's fun. The motor culture is so big in the Midwest, and I don't think people realize it. It's like a gold mine. Like when I came here, I didn't realize how many riders there were, and they're doing tons, like shit tons of meetups at these places, and I'm talking hundreds of riders. This isn't like a small thing. And I remember going to my first event. I'm like, holy shit, there's a lot of riders here. No way.
Super.
I'm looking around, and female riders. I was like, damn, I'm not the only one. This is cool, you know.
Oh, that's great. That's
so many great people, yeah. And I just feel like there's that gap of just like there's tons of events in the East Coast, there's tons of events in the West Coast, there's tons of events in Texas and stuff like that, but the middle is missed, you know, I feel like. But I feel like if people just kind of, you know, broaden their horizons and just rode through, like, I mean, obviously Colorado is beautiful. We go to Colorado, Kansas, Missouri, oh my gosh, there's so much to see. And I hope that people start to realize that, you know. People want to do redneck shit, but never commit to it. So
time to commit.
Time to commit. All our country until you want to get to the country. Commit.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you mentioned places that I'd never even heard of. So thank you for sharing all that. And maybe like when you do your website, you could like include some of these awesome places, like how people can find them and some of your fave picks, you know, of places to ride. That would be a nice little feature. Yeah.
We've done with the International Female Ride Day. I didn't do it this year, but 2 years ago, man, we went through a really, really cool part. I had no idea. I mean, they map it out for you, but you're going right along. You're like, damn, this is cool shit. I didn't even know this route existed, you know? But it's stuff like that, you know? So
that's fantastic. That's great. I'm going to give you the chance, Miss Podcaster, to ask me a question.
So how did all this start? I'm curious. How did all your stuff start?
Well, you can see we're on video. We're watching each other, but I am standing in a closet that's lined with acoustical foam. I started doing some voiceover work about a year or two ago, and you know, small jobs here and there. I love it. It was really fun, and I still do it on occasion. But I got to say that I thought, you know, podcasting's really taking off. I wasn't really into podcasts myself. I have a son who's like a huge history buff, and he introduced me to a whole bunch of really cool podcasts. And I was like, you know what? The podcasting might actually be obviously I wanted to talk about this because this was all just kind of colliding at the same time. I was like, this is it. I'm 54. I have to stop saying I want my license and I want a bike. Because originally, I have to tell you, years ago, my goal, my challenge was simply to get my license. I don't even think I cared if I owned a bike. It was just a challenge I had set up for myself. I want to prove to myself that I can do this. But now, I mean, I can't even imagine not owning a bike. So, I mean, there's no stopping at the license. So I want to go literally full throttle, just go all the way. But I thought that the podcast might be a fun way to promote my voiceover work. And guess what? I haven't done a single audition in like 2 months because I am so into my podcast and I love it so much. And I work full time just like you do. So, you know, you get home at night and you're kind of exhausted and the house is a mess and you got family stuff and other things to deal with. But this is where I devote my time, and I kind of, not that I want to give it up, but I'm just not as interested in the voiceover work as I was, because I am just so passionate about this podcast and the response that I've gotten from women, meeting women like you who've encouraged me to pursue this dream and this goal. No, but seriously, I mean, you know, literally, I was following you for months thinking this chick is like amazing. And, and then you reached out to me and you were like, hey, maybe we can want to guest. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I was beside myself. I was like, absolutely. We have to make this happen. We have to make this happen. So yeah, it was kind of a way of almost like putting myself on the spot. It's like, if you make this public and you tell people this is the dream, you now have to produce. You have to stop talking about it and start doing.
That's wonderful. I'm so glad.
Yeah, so that's really kind of like how it happened, and now I'm just obsessed with this and I love it, and I've got a list of, you know, dozens of women long that I have to talk to and want to talk to. So yeah.
Heck yeah, girl, get it. I mean, it's so nice to hear, and that your achievement, that you just want to get your motorcycle, like that's amazing. That's amazing. I'm glad, and I really hope that you do, and I know you will. because I could just see the passion in your eyes and just
Thank
talking
you.
with you. There's a fire there.
Thank you. Yeah.
There's a fire there, girl.
I just got to get through these next couple of months. I have to move. I have to do a couple of other things. So once life settles down just a little bit, yeah, I'm excited. So, okay, last question. Tell me your dream ride anywhere in the world, anywhere in the country. Where do you want to ride?
Put me on the spot. No,
Yeah.
I want to ride in Switzerland really bad.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Through the Alps.
That's one of the main ones I think I want to do because it's just beautiful. Everywhere you look, it's like a postcard.
Oh my God.
I'm like, I want to go ride there.
Oh, that would be spectacular.
If I'm being real with myself, I just honestly, I want to say there's a place in the desert called the Red Rocks or something like that.
Oh, in Colorado, I think? Red Rocks?
Is it in Colorado?
I think so.
That's another place I think I want to ride.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I'm like, but yeah. I got my many spots. I have a list full, so I'm not going to bore you with that.
Oh, no, wow, that's a massive goal. I love that. Oh my gosh. Any like funny, crazy things that have ever happened during a recording? Because I have a story to share that involves Nina from She-Wolf.
Oh my goodness, yes. Do I have stories of stuff going wrong with podcasts? Let's see. There's the time where I dropped my computer by accident as I was talking to somebody.
Oh no.
That was fun. I was like literally like, there it goes. It's falling. It fell, but it's still good. She's still here. Let's see. I was sick, but I was still doing it, and I still had a runny nose, so I had to go out of frame, blow, kind of tap my nose, and then come back. So I had to do the pull back and forth out of the screen.
Oh my gosh! Right. Yeah, at least I have that luxury. I don't have to worry about the audio, visual part of it, just the audio. So. But poor Nina, this lovely girl from She-Wolf Moto Co. out in LA. We were doing a great chat. We were so excited. And, the timing was really critical because they had that big animal rescue ride that weekend. Yeah. So it wasn't one of those things where, oh, don't worry, we can redo it next week. I forgot to hit record.
No, that's happened to me before too.
Yes. So we went through this whole 40-minute interview, and I realized it because when you're at the end of a Zoom, you get that converting to a file.
Yeah,
that did not come up, and I'm like,
oh no,
why is that happening? So I immediately ran to my son Aiden, my sound engineer, and I was like, Aiden, help me! What did I do? Where's the file? And I know full well the file's not there, and he's like, Mom, there's no file here, and I had to text the poor girl and say, please, can we do it again? I am so sorry. And my son said he had never seen my face so red. I was so embarrassed. I felt so bad for this girl to have to do it all over again. But I got to tell you, take one was great. Take two was even better. So.
See? And that's the thing. You guys got to chat and talk, and now you guys are comfortable. That's the
Precisely.
best.
She was so relaxed, and she actually spoke more the second time, and I was so pleased with it, and I think she was too. And but yeah, oh my God, what a nightmare! Never forget to hit record.
I know, but and Nina's so sweet and so understanding. She's a great gal, and I'm sure she understood. She gets it.
Yeah. She really did, and she was lovely. And I hope I played a tiny part to help her promote her business and her amazing animal rescue ride and all that great advocacy work she does. So, Mandy, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much. I know this was your date night, as you said. Your mom is watching your baby for you, so. For you to take the time to talk to me, I'm so grateful. I really am. And thank you for inspiring me, because you truly have. You're one of the many women that I started following on Instagram and really inspired me. And thank you so much. Just please keep on doing what you're doing and keep your motorcycle dreams and your welding dreams and your wedding coming up. Just keep all those dreams.
Thank you. Everything you said.
Keeping on.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me on. I mean, the podcast is amazing. It's going places, so keep it up. I want to see tons of pictures and videos when you get your bike.
Yes. Oh, my God.
Send me all the videos.
Yeah. I am counting the days. I got to move. I have to do a few things, so it might slow down my MSF class a little bit. But I'm actually, oh, my God, I actually met a local woman here and just one town over from me, who is an MSF instructor. So her name's Trisha, and I am so thrilled. I think she's going to be an upcoming guest, but I'm going to do it in a different location so I can do it with her. So we'll be talking more with Trisha from MSF soon. So
I want an on-scene location podcast interview for that. I want you to be like, I'm out here in the parking lot, about to do it.
About to drop my bike. Live on Instagram.
Oh my gosh, imagine that. Oh Lord. I would say somebody screen record this, because I guarantee I'm going to fall off.
I'm sharing it all, the successes, the failures, and everything in between.
That's what it's about.
That's just how it goes. You just you do what you can do. Mandy, thank you again. Have an awesome night. I want to let you go and spend time with your little baby girl. And thank you again for sharing all this incredible information. And I'm going to post, as soon as you have your website information, I'm going to share that. And I will also share the link to your YouTube channel with your podcast. Okay?
I am behind on my podcast, but I'm trying to make time for a bunch of stuff. So
yeah, don't you? But you still have many, many episodes that people can listen to and enjoy. So there's plenty to listen to, people, and then you just get caught up later when you can. But there's many episodes there that people can watch and enjoy. So thanks.
All right, thank you so much, Linda. Thank you,
My pleasure.
Everybody. Subscribe, follow. She's amazing.
Thanks, hon. Okay, have a great night.
Bye. See ya.
That's all for today. Thank you so much for being here. Please follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Sportbikegrrls for a complete schedule of all upcoming episodes, as well as more information about all of my amazing guests. Have a great day.